Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to welcome you to episode 206 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know if you guys even know what the heck that was all about, but that is so old school. That is straight Rakim, or AKIM, of the famed Eric B. and Rakim, one of my absolute favorite hip-hop duos from the 80s. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. I don't know if I told you that or if I've spoken about that, but, the old stuff is the best. It's the best because they were lyrically very clever, the beats were just amazing, and it's actually music that I can listen to with my Mini. Most of today's hip-hop, not only do I personally not like to listen to because the lyrics are so racy, and that's putting it mildly, but I can't, enjoy it with my little one because the lyrics are super racy. There's a lot of cursing and bad language that she can't use, and, I can't say that kind of stuff in front of her. But anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check that joint out. Anyway, I'm so happy to be back with you all. I've been away on vacation, and this was the first time that I've been completely disconnected. I did not travel with my trusted Mac Air notebook, which is where it all goes down. I conduct all things that are Ask Dr. Angela from that MacBook Air. It's amazing. I can do everything anywhere in the world from that MacBook Air. But I was completely disconnected, so there was no blog post, there was no interaction from me on any of my social media channels. And of course, when I returned, my accounts were like blowing up. Tons of emails, tons of social media posts, tons of questions that I now have to get to. And I'm like so excited to get back to these things because I missed you so much. So in jumping right into things, I recently, as in last week, contributed to an article in self.com about endometriosis, and Lena Dunham recently announced that she was free of endometriosis, and like confetti fell from the sky and streamers fell, and those crazy horns that you blow at birthday parties were sounding, and that's like super exciting. So just what the heck is endometriosis? Endometriosis, in a nutshell, basically is when you have endometrial tissue, which is the tissue that you normally shed during your period, that gets shed and implanted outside of your uterus. So not only are you, shedding endometrial tissue and blood, out of your cervix and through your vagina, but sometimes this material, i.e. these endometrial glands, can exit your uterus through your fallopian tubes and then implant on various aspects of your pelvis, whether that's, your ovaries, your tubes, and the cul-de-sac, or in other places in your abdomen. And, the hallmark finding of endometriosis is cyclical painful periods. But we're not just talking, regular painful periods. I mean, most women get cramps and, you just take some Advil, Aleve, ibuprofen, whatever for that. But endometriosis is typically characterized by like incapacitating cramps. And again, the hallmark finding is that it's typically cyclical and just really, really, really painful. The thing about endometriosis is that it can sometimes be really difficult to diagnose. It might present as bowel issues, diarrhea, constipation. It might present as bladder issues. It might present as infertility issues and someone not being able to get pregnant. So diagnosis can be a real battle sometimes because most of the time, women, we're tough. We just suck it up and we just assume, oh my gosh, this is just normal. This is just, it is what it is. This is just what we have to deal with every month. And the other common symptom is sometimes it can present as painful intercourse. hurt so good kind of thing. So not. Anyway, diagnosing endometriosis can be half the battle, and we can diagnose that any number of ways. Sometimes it can just be by history alone. Other times it involves diagnostic laparoscopy, which is a minimally invasive surgery where we, stick a small camera into your abdomen and pelvis and take a look around. And sometimes we see characteristics of endometriosis, whether it's a chocolate cyst, more commonly known as an endometrioma, or we can see implants of endometriosis throughout the abdomen and the pelvis. We can treat this any number of ways. Usually we're less aggressive and do things like removing the implants that we can see. And please know that you can't see all implants, but certainly at the time of surgery, if we do see implants, we can ablate them, which means burn them. We can excise them or cut them out. And then usually we put you on some sort of suppressive therapy, usually hormonal of some type, birth control, Depo-Provera shots, Depo-Lupron. There's a ton of different hormonal options and combinations that we use to suppress endometriosis, which basically means shutting down ovarian function so that the ovaries don't stimulate periods and the production of hormones which stimulate endometrial growth. That was kind of a mouthful, right? But anyway, congrats to Lena Dunham. I think she's had like a ton of surgeries for this. I think I read 5. You can check out that article on shape.com if you're interested. But if you are someone that thinks you might have endometriosis or that is currently suffering with endometriosis, please make sure that you're on top of that with your OB/GYN so that we can hopefully get your symptoms curbed. The definitive cure for endometriosis obviously would be alleviating periods and alleviating those things that are responsible for your periods, i.e. removal of your ovaries. And that's, a little bit more involved, but, kind of a last resort because you don't want to put people into a surgical menopause because, when you remove ovaries, that's exactly what happens. Hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness. Sounds like fun, right? So not. So anyway, I hope that this has provided you with a little bit of insight or perhaps piqued your interest and might even, spur you on to do a little bit more research or reading about endometriosis. It's so good to be back. I missed you guys like crazy, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. If you want to hang out and know about all things that are Ask Dr. Angela, check us out at www.askdrangela.com, AskDrangela.com. There you have access to all of our blog posts, our social media venues, as well as the ability to click on the question mark and submit your own question. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this. This is a quote by H. Joseph Gerber. Rain puts a hole in stone because of its constancy, not its force. Just keep knocking on doors until the right one opens. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Can't wait to reconnect on episode 207 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.